Hi guys, it's me back with another painting video. Today I'm going to teach you or show you how I made this really beautiful city skyline art without needing that many painting skills. So let's get started by telling you what supplies you need. The supplies you need are a blank canvas and then a printed copy of a city skyline. It can be any color on the paper because we won't be needing those colors, and we're going to cut them out later as a stencil. And the next thing you need is clear tape, and I recommend duct tape because it is really easy to cut through and see through at the same time. And the next thing you need is blue Scotch tape. I like this tape because it's easier to take off of the canvas and stick on other surfaces without losing its stickiness. Then the paints you need are a lot of black paint. Then you need magenta, violet, and phthalo blue acrylic paint. And the brushes you need are sponge brushes and wide and thin brushes. So the first step you want to do is that you need to paint your whole canvas black first, because we're going to start the video without doing that step because there's no really a reason to paint it on the screen. So do that first, then let it dry, then keep watching the video. So first, you need to take your stencil out. Then you want to take some duct tape, like I am doing on the screen. Make sure it's really clear, so you can see through it. And then just stick it on the paper. Do that a few times on the back. You could do it on the back or the front as long as you can see the stencil. And then you need to make sure it's very flat, and you see as my technique, I use my pointer finger and just slide it across while my other fingers are securing the tape behind. So I will do this till the top. You have to make sure the top of the buildings are also covered in tape so you do not get it stuck on the blue Scotch tape after we do this. So then now I will keep doing this and finishing up. Now I'll start with a blue Scotch tape. I have a thinner kind, so I am going to just spend a lot of time on that. Two things to make sure are you need to keep the blue Scotch tape overlapping each layer so that you could take it all off in one piece. The second thing is that it doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to get the sides of the paper like I am. Like for a ripped corner, I had to overlap it with another piece of tape, but it doesn't really matter how much tape you use, it just matters that you cover the whole thing, even the tops of the buildings. Now flip your piece of paper over after you've done that, and then cut it out. It might take a long time because of the difficult buildings, so I made one ahead of time so you could see what it looks like. So there it is, it's a stencil. You can see it's a stencil because I put the tape on, then I cut the tape with it. So now you're going to very carefully rip it out. And you have to make sure you get all those little skinny buildings too. I put the tape, the overlap thing, and this is why, because you could rip it off all in one piece. It might curl, but you need to keep it flat. You don't have to, but it needs to not overlap the other buildings because you want your stencil to look really good on the canvas. So now take out your black painted canvas and take your stencil. You can measure how much you want to be black. The black part will be the buildings, so I put it like 1/4 of the way. I started 1/4 of the way, then I started rolling that piece of curled tape up. I use my finger to make each of the buildings flat. This takes time. It depends on how big your canvas is though. So I did this for a while and you will have to watch all of that now. I will now start painting. I started with a really baby pink because I changed my mind. Then I switched to a magenta, and then with all of the sponge brushes because the buildings cannot have paint underneath them, so I used other stuff. So now I'm going to use the sponge brush to mix all the colors. Then I have to cover up the black that is underneath it. I may have to put a few coats on. Then the blue and the purple and the magenta, including the baby pink, makes such pretty twilight colors. If you want to try doing this by yourself, you can go ahead and do so and just follow this tutorial. I hope you end up with a beautiful piece of artwork just like I did. You could use it as wall art or DIY, anything. You could add glitter in the sky if you want and add your own finishing touches. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully on the next video.